This is your Monex Metals Market Update with Mike Maroney.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Maroney and I am coming to you today from the Monex Precious Metals Studio. It's Friday, March 23rd. Let's talk precious metals. We've had a very interesting week in the precious metals as gold was as low as $13.07 and silver hit a low of $16.09 earlier in the week. And lo and behold, today gold hit a high of $13.51 in the spot market and silver hit a high of $16.63. Both at very key resistance levels, which could take us potentially much higher. Now, everybody's wondering why the metals suddenly have heated up and why the stock market seems to be dropping out of favor very quickly. And the reality of this is when the governments start to make decisions as far as how to offset issues in each individual economy and talk about tariffs and talk about trade wars and talk about economic concessions, people start to worry. It creates uncertainty. Now, when people look at the precious metals market and wonder what is the ultimate catalyst as far as precious metals is concerned, is it the threat of war? Is it the threat of inflation? The reality is the largest and most powerful catalyst as far as precious metals is concerned is faith. And it's faith in government and faith in the system. And when that faith starts to wane, then suddenly investors start to look for a place to put their money that they feel potentially has safety. And over the course of history, that place has been the precious metals market. Obviously, today we're talking about a situation here in the United States where the government could potentially have a shutdown because of a budget situation. We're talking about situations where we're throwing tariffs on steel and aluminum and other products. Japan was suddenly worried about having tariffs put on them, and the Nikkei dropped 3.8% yesterday or overnight. So obviously there's a lot of uncertainty as far as government is concerned. There's a lot of uncertainty as far as the overall financial system is concerned. And when that kicks into gear and perception changes, we see capital flow out of other venues and flow into safe haven environments. And one of those safe haven environments just so happens to be the precious metals market. Now the question is, will this situation change or will this situation escalate? Will we continue to talk about tariffs? Will we continue to talk about trade wars? Will countries start to worry about selling their products? And if they can't sell their products in certain countries, how are they going to stop from having those countries export products to their country? It gets confusing, it gets convoluted, and it gets crazy, and that's when investors start to get a little bit scared. And it's no wonder. We live in very uncertain times. There's threat of war, there's threat of political uncertainty, and there's threat of economic uncertainty. We have debts in this world the likes of which we have never seen. We have political situations in this world that are causing people to believe that somewhere in the not so distant future, it could get worse than a trade war. It could be real war. And what happens in that situation? it's no wonder investors started to move into precious metals this week. And we saw silver trade as high as $13.63 and gold trade as high as $13.50. Is there sudden change out on the horizon, or will this situation start to calm down? One thing is for certain. This world is literally changing because of the financial situation that exists as far as government or what we call sovereign debt. And this sovereign debt issue is not going to go away. And the only way for governments to do better is for their economies to do better. So if they have growth, potentially they can pay down their debt. And if they want growth, they need their economies to do better. But if they start to meddle with the free world markets, then people start to become worried because they know that politicians are not the best of negotiators as far as helping the world economy grow. Well, what sits out on the horizon is tomorrow, and tomorrow will certainly be another interesting day, but we will continue to deal with uncertainty. We will continue to deal with the debt issues that currently exist, and unfortunately, it looks like they will only get worse. And there's no doubt in my mind right now, precious metals is starting to get more interest than we've seen in quite some time. And when interest starts to run its course and start to increase, typically prices increase. So if you're an investor that's done well in the stock market, done well in the real estate market, and has done well in the bond market, and currently don't own any precious metals, you might want to talk to a precious metals specialist. And here at Monex, we have representatives that will be more than willing to take their time and explain the situations that exist today in the precious metals market and see if precious metals may fit into your portfolio based on your needs, based on your goals. So, give us a call today so we can help you offset some of those uncertain feelings you may be having because of the rash of decision and change that seems to be out on the horizon. Thank you.